What's up, JetNation? This is GreenBean, and I'm hanging out at one of the most fun places I've been to in a long time, and that's Legoland here in Winter Haven, Florida. 4 roller coasters, lots of rides and experiences, millions of Lego blocks being used to build everything from the Empire State Building to the Guggenheim to brontosauruses and dragons and little tiny people and all that sort of stuff. It's an incredible place, but all these little bricks are getting me to think about some stuff. You know, whenever I'm about to make a video, I'm thinking about the Jets, and I'm trying to think about, what's going on, what we're doing, the reality of any of our hopes. Is it realistic? All that sort of stuff. And I look at my surroundings. This is like every time. I look at my surroundings and I think to myself, what is it about this place that I can relate to the Jets? What is my experience here as it relates to the Jets? And with Lego blocks being literally everywhere, it just reminds me of all the little pieces that we have to take care of. So many little pieces. And people are concerned right now that we're not going to be able to build if we do in fact trade for Deshaun Watson. I think there's a good video from Ryan at Jets Talk 24/7. Also, Matt O'Leary has one. I did a pretty detailed deep dive in my podcast, episode 6. But just for those that are not convinced, it's really important to really look at what we really have. Like, generally speaking, if you give somebody $35 million and you trade 2 firsts and a second or something like that for them, you're toast. And that's why it's such a bad idea to trade like that for one player. Believe me, there are numerous times that someone has traded multiple picks for a player, and more times than not, the team with the picks fared better than the team with the player. Like, most players just aren't worth multiple first-round picks and change. It's not the way that it is. So it's not that it never happens. One that comes to mind, I think Jalen Ramsey was traded for 2 firsts, and man, is that guy good. But still, is he so good that he takes away the potential of 2 first-round picks? And then you can look at where the picks are and in relation to the draft itself. And so you have to factor that stuff in. But look, when you look at the Jets have, over the next 2 years, 4 first-round picks. It's funny, too, because I still listen to people, like that article that came out the other day in the Post about Joe Douglas's honeymoon is over. Fucking honeymoon. The guy spent 18 months dealing with 7 years. Mike McCagnon and John Idzik. 7 years of complete ineptitude. Don't forget the 2 years before that with Tannenbaum's ineptitude. That's why he got fired. So we have 9-10 years of complete inability to craft and maintain an NFL caliber team. Okay? He came here in 18 months and he undid just about every single thing that was done. The only one left, well, there are 2 left, but one's going to be gone in a matter of minutes. You have Henry Anderson. He'll be taken care of because he has no guaranteed money left. But you have C.J. Mosley. That's the last albatross of a contract that he has. And you look, when everybody talks about the Jets being the most well-positioned to take and go and make a trade for Deshaun Watson, who do you think did that? What do you think? It just magically appeared? 18 months ago, did we have this? No. We didn't have any of this stuff. We didn't have 4 fifths, 4 sixths, 3 thirds, 4 firsts. Don't forget about the seconds and fourths and all. You know what I mean? Like, he did that. That is, Joe Douglas did that. At the same time, he's raised some of the talent. We have the best left tackle we've had since the Brickashaw Ferguson. We have the best wide receiver we've had since, we had Brandon Marshall for a 1-year rental, but I don't even count that. Decker was a good wide receiver, but really since Braylon and Santonio Holmes and Kotri, that batch in 2009 and 10. So the last 10 years, this is all that Douglas did in 18 months. 18 months. So when you look at going into this idea of trading for a franchise quarterback, which the Jets have not had for any stretch of time in 40 years. Like, look, we had Namath, we had Kenny O. Kenny O looked good for a couple of years. We had Chad Pennington. He was a franchise quarterback. Couldn't stay healthy, man. It's a shame. The guy was a winner at every level he's ever been. And then he came to us, and he was a winner with us. And then the injury started. Well, we had Sanchez. The team carried Sanchez. Let's stop with this crap that the Jets ruined Mark Sanchez. Yeah, what I guess if you think they destroyed the team that was carrying him, sure. Let's be real here. Mark Sanchez was average on his best day. He's not a franchise quarterback. I know they gave him the nickname the franchise. That doesn't mean anything. So we have an opportunity to get really our first legitimate franchise quarterback in almost 40 years. And Joe Douglas has positioned us to be in the best place in the entire NFL to make the trade. Sure, somebody else could do it. Miami Dolphins, the Patriots have some ability to do it. The Chicago Bears have some ability to do it. I don't know how willing they're going to be to give up all their first. Don't forget, they just had 2 years with no first. They know what that's like. And they didn't win the Super Bowl. Okay? Let me tell you something. It sucks to trade away all your draft picks and not win the Super Bowl. Just telling you. And not even go to the playoffs. How's that? I think they went 1 year since that trade. So, again, the Raiders look like they may have won the Khalil Mack trade. Now, granted, we still have to see how their players, Cleveland Farrell and what the hell is his name? The running back. Jacobs. They look good to me. You know, so we have to factor all that stuff in. Like when we're thinking about who the competition is, Jacksonville Jaguars aren't trading away their number one. They're not. They're not doing it. They have Trevor Lawrence. That's what they're doing. They're taking Trevor Lawrence. That's what they're doing. They're not trading away this pick. The Jets are in the best position. Why? Because of Joe Douglas. That's why. And because Adam Gase is a complete waste of space. And who didn't fire him like everybody wanted? Everybody was crying, flying banners. They wanted to fly banners over and to fire Gase. Yeah, no shit, fire Gase. But if you fire the worst coach in NFL history, we lose out on our draft pick. And we lost out on number one. We didn't lose out on number two. Right? So we have these pieces. We have 4 number one first round draft picks. We have 2 seconds. We have 3 thirds. We have 1 fourth, 4 fifths, 4 sixths over the next few years, and $80 million once Henry Anderson and a few other guys are cut. $80 million in a year when 12 teams are over the cap. Another 5 or 10 are with under 10 million under the cap. So here we are. Can we do it? Can we build if we make a trade? So let's look at the worst case scenario. And I don't even think this is going to happen. I really don't. I would be surprised, and I'll eat my shit sandwich if I need to. But I don't see it. But I'll give you a worst case scenario. 4 firsts and Sam Darnold. Okay? So let's say we give away our 4 firsts. And we give away Sam Darnold, which effectively saves us $9 million. So that's $90 million going into the trade. He's going to be 35, so that's $45 million or whatever it is. Please, don't poke at me for my math. So you have 2 seconds, $80 million or $55 million, right? 55, 60, 70, 80, yeah. It's 55, not 45. You got $55 million. You have 2 seconds, 3 thirds, 1 fourth, 4 fifths, and 4 sixths. You don't think you can build with that? That's more than teams have, period. Now, I want the first 2. And don't forget, we can still make other moves. That's baseline. That's baseline. You say we can't trade back from 34, whatever. We could do all kinds of stuff. Who knows if somebody wants C.J. Mosley, somebody that's close, and they're willing to pay the contract. I don't know. But I'm telling you, there's a million things we can do. So here's what I want to tell you. These little bricks I see everywhere, let me take you over to some bricks. These little bricks I'm seeing everywhere, they remind me of the little pieces that you need. Any one of these little bricks is nothing. It's just a Lego, a random Lego in the bottom of a bag that's annoying to clean up if you have kids. You step on them. But when you put them all together, look at what it makes. It makes this octopus. It makes this triceratops. And when you put Joe Douglas in charge, a real GM, the real personnel department, Chad Alexander, Phil Savage, Rex Hogan, with a real coach, Robert Saleh, a head coach, not a defensive guy who's going to run the defense, going to hire a head coach for the offense, Todd Monken. We have an offensive coordinator. We have a defensive coordinator. We have a head coach. We have a personnel department that's envied. Look at what the Houston Texans just put together. Look at that Dan Campbell press conference. This is us. You better recognize the difference. Recognize the difference, Jets fans. That stuff's in our past. Can we build, if we trade for a franchise quarterback with 2 seconds, 3/3, 4/5, and 4? Hell yeah, we can. And $80 million? Yes, we can. I want to stop this narrative. I get bombarded. I do. I get people all worried. If we get our first franchise quarterback in 40 years, then what will we do? Dude, then we'll win. Okay, we have Denzel Mims and James Crowder, Chris Herndon, and whoever it is we bring in, Allen Robinson, Chris Godwin, Joey Galladay. Whatever will we do with a franchise quarterback? It's similar to what was being said that if we hire a head coach who brings in a good offensive coordinator, it sucks because we end up losing him. Dude, can we stop putting the cart before the horse here? Can we just get somewhere? If we're the Super Bowl winning team and somebody poaches our offensive coordinator, good. That's a good thing. Good. And hopefully what we're doing with the real head coach is we're grooming the next guy, let him go. Just like we should be doing with our players. That's what we should be doing with our players too. When they're ready for their big contract, you let them walk, let somebody else pay them $17 million a year and you bump up the second year guy who's making 1.6 and you get a third-round pick when they do it and back in a comp pick. There are better ways to do this, my friends. Look at him. As I look at these little bricks, I'm reminded of just how intricate this needs to be and how patient you need to be to take that pile of bricks and make it into one of these sculptures that you see here. This place is amazing, by the way. So, don't forget to like and subscribe. GreenBean Jets fan on YouTube, JetNation on YouTube, JetNation.com, the world's largest NFL fan forum. Instagram, GreenBean Jets fan, Twitter, Being the Jets fan. And don't forget, if you want to see the details of places like this, what I'm really doing out here, don't forget to like and subscribe to my full-time coaster tour YouTube channel. It's quite literally full-time coaster tour. Now, my kids and wife are probably looking for me. Matter of fact, I know they are. I saw them walking around over there. They don't know I'm over here. So I got to get back. It's time to go ride some more coasters. You have a great day. Get ready. We're going to have a franchise quarterback soon. Go Jets.